righty, welcome in and welcome back, everybody, to Sports Prophet TV. This is the MLS Live podcast. We are talking match week 10 in Major League Soccer. We are now live on X. Did it last week. We liked how it went, so we're back and doing the live show on X. We've got a couple of games to go over. We're going to have 6 official picks, including two-unit releases. So, pretty big show on tap, to be honest. The 2-unit plays are 4-0 so far this season, and we're releasing 2 live here on the show. Garrett, how we doing, buddy?
Good, man. Good. Yeah, I like the slate a lot. There were a handful of plays that didn't make the show that I still like a lot. That I'll probably be tweeting out later. So make sure you're following us because I'm sure Cooper's gonna have some extra action too. It's just a nice slate. It's setting up pretty nice with some matchups, some injuries, some suspensions. It's looking good.
Can you check and see if you go view my profile?
Yeah, you're there. You're up.
Okay,
that's what I was just doing.
Because I was looking at it from the MLS Live podcast Twitter, and it wasn't showing. It was kind of looking weird. Let me try one more thing just to make sure. Okay, there we are. We're good. Cool. All right. Well, no sponsorship for today's show, so we'll skip that part. Working on a Google verification issue or something along those lines. If anybody else has any interest in sponsoring us, my DMs are always open. But for this week, no sponsors, so we will jump into it. All righty. First game on the docket, Philadelphia Union at home at Subaru Park hosting DC United. Gareth, this is yours.
Yeah, so here I'm targeting a home team with a decent advantage versus an inferior opponent. And like that's kind of what I've been doing this week is when I'm looking at these, there's some pretty good home prices that I'm very interested in. And so I think this is like the prime example of that, where you've got Philly versus I'm pretty sure a Benteke-less DC United. I haven't seen Benteke officially ruled out anywhere, but DC did recall Fletcher, who's a forward on loan in the Nottingham Forest Academy, who was getting decent play time there. And so this isn't like a small deal to bring him back. It actually makes me think that maybe Benteke, it's not a short-term injury. So we'll see. But I don't see him playing in this game. Now, granted, they scored 2 goals and beat Red Bulls on the road last week when he went out. I just don't think they can do that again. I don't think anybody in the world would have predicted that result if you said Benteke leaves in the 30th minute and DC goes on to score 2 and win the game. There's no way they do that again. I'm comfortable saying that. Philly's a top 5 attack. DC's United defense is bottom 8, which is another reason why I think this pricing is so enticing. Now, Lukic is suspended for Philly. He's been really good in the midfield for them. But I don't give DC a chance here on the road. Especially since if you look at the past couple of road games, they got drubbed by Orlando and San Jose. This just seems like a nice spot for Philly, and I don't think I think this line should be more -150, -160. Especially if it's like officially comes out that Benteke is ruled out. And so I'm grabbing this price now because I feel pretty comfortable saying he's not playing.
Yeah, dude. No Benteke for DC. I mean, he's literally – I don't know if I can think of another club in Major League Soccer right now where one player is the entire team. I mean, this team lives and dies by Benteke soaring 10 and a half feet in the air and, getting his noggin on the end of crosses. So, I'm with you here, honestly, because I've already seen all the plays, right? Because I've already put them into the display here on the production. There is a lot of plays that I had written down as well, so I think we're pretty aligned. This feels like a good week. I really like the board, and this is one that I'm with you on. I think Philly. I mean, if I handicapped the game and made the line, I'm with you. Probably like -160, -175 range at an opener. I would not be surprised to see this one get bet up. So As always, if you're watching live, that's part of the perks of watching live. Go ahead and lock them in, because one thing we have done consistently over the last 3 years is we beat the line, and that's a big part of it. And this one, I almost guarantee you, this line's going to move. So jump on Philadelphia. The Philadelphia system, I think it's pretty much what they are, man. Like they don't overwhelm you with big signings, but the system just keeps doing its thing, and it's plug and play. And I think that's more than enough to beat DC without Benteke here. All right, we'll keep it moving. Game number 2. If you're watching, guys, we just hit over 100 live viewers on the show. So thanks if you're watching. Retweet us on Twitter so other people can see us, and tune into the show. It makes it a lot of fun. As always, we will always upload the version after the show ends to YouTube for playback, so it'll be available there as well. If you ever want to go back and watch, or if you happen to miss the live show, we're available on both ends. So, all right, LA Galaxy at home hosting Portland Timbers. This is an LA Galaxy team, obviously won the entire league last year, right? It has not quite been the same situation. They get the Sunday night soccer slot here. So they will be our Sunday night soccer game. LA Galaxy has yet to win a game in Major League Soccer this year. So they are still seeking their first 3-point result in the league. I don't know if it happens here. That's not the direction I'm going to go. But I do think this LA Galaxy attack has woken up just a little bit, at least on the eye test, with Paintsil being back, and Portland. Both of these defenses have been brutal, bottom 10 in expected goals allowed. I think Sunday night soccer, big game, should be a little bit extra crisp, a little bit extra, motivation there. I think we're going to get some goals. So hopefully we end the slate with some goals. I'm going Galaxy, Portland, both teams to score, plus the over 2.5 at -115. Portland gets probably the best player on their team back. I know he's 31, but Jonathan Rodriguez, the Uruguayan forward, he played 45 minutes off the bench last game, so he is in line to start for this one, which is a huge deal for Portland. Who, I mean, look, they've been scoring goals this year, right? So at this point, that's having him back as a bonus. The attack's already been good with DaCosta and company, so could see Portland scoring a couple here, and Galaxy with Paintsil back. I think they find a way. I think under the bright lights, like I said, a little extra motivation. I think we're going to have goals here.
I mean, I don't hate it. You got two defenses that are bottom 5 when you look at expected goals allowed. Just on the season, Galaxy are actually statistically the worst defense in the league right now. We attacked them last week. I would just keep attacking this side. Portland games have been weird where both sides have contributed. You've had games where Portland's just dominated the total, where we've known they've struggled in attack to start the season when they're missing all their weapons. They're slowly getting guys back and healthy. I like goals here. Portland has been one of the few teams too this season that has routinely come through in MLS After Dark so far. So anytime you can keep them on the West Coast and get that MLS After Dark action, I think it's a small bonus. So I think this is a good price for this. I'm okay even just throwing the over 2.5. Because like I said, some Portland games that they've either gotten stomped or they've done the stomping in a parlay. I think it's like -160, 165. I don't want to take that straight up. I'd much rather play the both teams to score plus over for 2.5 here at this price. But you can take the over 2.5 and throw it in a parlay if you're looking for a slightly quote unquote safer leg. I mean, I know that's not really a thing, but to give yourself a little extra coverage, you could do that. But yeah, this is a good play here. I love it.
Cool. All right, on to our next one. We are rolling to Columbus, and I finally did transition to the current Columbus logo. I've been rocking the old one for a minute now. I still like the other one better, but here we are. Columbus hosting the San Jose Quakes.
So we're gonna be on the over 3 here as the Crew hosts the Quakes. Had I known the line was gonna move like it has already, I probably would have put multiple units on this when I was eyeing it earlier in the week. And I mean earlier in the week, that's like Monday, not that long ago. It was like minus 112. So here we are moving 20, 25 cents depending on your book already towards the over. And San Jose are just an overs team, man. 7 of 9 games have seen 3 or more goals. The Crew were blanked last week hosting Miami, but had 3 expected goals just in that game alone.
Yeah.
Gazdag isn't the elite 9, I think, that we were hoping Columbus was going to go out and get. But he got a plethora of chances, and he had 1.2 expected goals by himself in that game, just allowing him to just roam free. Um, and I think that's going to help their attack on the whole. If the Crew don't sign anybody in the summer, like a top-notch number 9 or striker to go up top, I feel pretty comfortable saying I think Gazdag leads the Crew in scoring this season. With just everything I saw from that first game, where Nancy's like, "Hey, just go find the game." Like Gazdag is the only guy out there who doesn't have a set position, which is just cool to see. A lot of players don't get that kind of freedom. Only a few do, like Messi, of course. Mukhtar for Nashville comes to mind. Evander. Like, I'm just thinking of guys who are just allowed to go find the game.
Acosta.
Those are elite dudes. And so when you're allowing somebody like that, they're going to find the game. And so, yeah, even with having a previous Golden Boot winner and Diego Rossi, who has a 5-goal lead right now, technically, I feel pretty comfortable saying if things continue as is, Gazdag is going to lead this team in goals. Now, of course, San Jose could contribute here. I mean, like they do technically have the best attack in the league when looking at expected goals, with over 21 through only 9 games. But their defense is still woeful. And I really think the Crew could use San Jose as a punching bag for last week's inability to finish versus Miami. Like, this just feels like a spot where bad timing for San Jose to get the Crew this week after the frustrations they had last week. And so Quakes just got drubbed by Kansas City in San Jose. I don't think it's better for them here with that defense, but I think they absolutely can contribute. And so I feel pretty comfortable playing the over 3 even at this juice currently. But I think this line is going to keep moving. Like I said, San Jose is just an overs team. And so this might not be playable for me come Saturday.
Yeah, this should be a fun one, man. You mentioned Gazdag. I love the way he fits there, and I felt like when we saw the signing, it was going to be a good fit because Wilfred Nancy was his system. I just felt like it was a really good fit. Like you said, he's not the striker that they needed necessarily, but he was always going to fit really well as a forward in that system. And it looked good. Like it didn't look like it was choppy, or it looked like he fit right in.
If you want to talk props, I love his anytime goal scorer price this week is my favorite prop across the slate. I think it's around plus 160 or something like that. I would, yeah, absolutely fire on that. I love
nice.
that for this week.
Maybe even a little sprinkle on him to score 2 or more. That's probably like jumps to 5-1.
Gazdag's always good for like one, it feels like, because I'm 99.9% sure he's going to get the penalties here too. Like if any penalties come in, I think he gets them over Diego Rossi.
Yeah.
Nancy kind of hinted at that when talking about Gazdag. So that plus 160, I think you're getting a lot of different avenues that can come home based on how he plays in the system for a good price.
Yeah. So San Jose, we have seen some crazy score lines: 4-0, 4-1, 6-1, 3-5. They created like 4.5 XG last week in the 3-5 loss to Kansas City at home. So we mentioned it before. They run the dual striker system. That's one extra hole at the back, right? So and through the middle. So I'm with you here. The other thing to think about, I think it was our guy HU mentioned, through the first 3 games of last weekend's Major League Soccer schedule, there was like over 10 expected goals, and there was like 2 goals. So we are due for some positive goal regression as a whole in this league, because the last 2 weeks have been a little bit funky. So We're only at match week 10. So, take a deep breath. If I've seen everybody calling the league, all kinds of names and what happened to the league and this and that. It's been 2 weeks, guys. It's been 2 slow-ish weeks. It's still Major League scoring, and we'll be good. It'll all be good. All right, on to our next game. We're gonna have 2 plays on this one. I'll start it off, and then we'll segue into our first 2-unit release of the show. Your Nashville hosting Chicago Fire. I'm going to take the away side here, just to on the draw no bet or the plus a half a goal, depending on what your book wants to call it. I like Chicago this year. I've been really impressed. I think that this is a team that can make us some money. I think these 2 teams are fairly, as it stands, right, are fairly evenly matched. I know home field advantage is a big deal, but Nashville without Walker Zimmerman at the back, we have seen the issues that can come with that. I could very easily see Chicago scoring two or more goals in this game. I could also see Nashville scoring, right? So, but from the Chicago side of things, plus money on the double chance, I'm definitely willing to dabble. This is a game that I think they match up really well with Nashville without Zimmerman back there. And it's a Chicago attack that's been awesome. I mean, I would rank them a top 5 attack in Major League Soccer with Kuipers and Bamba and and company, right? I think they got Acosta back a couple of games ago from injury, so wouldn't be surprised to see him start in the midfield. He's always good both ways on the field, very quality player. So yeah, I'm going to take the double chance here for Chicago.
I don't hate double chance. I think, and we talked about it pregame, right? Is like I'm totally down to take a sprinkle on the Fire team total over 1.5. I think for them to get points in this game, whether that's 3 or 1, I think they've got to score 2 here. In order to do that, you get that team total. It's like plus 185, plus 190 right now. I don't hate a sprinkle on that. 2-2 was what popped into my head as I was breaking this game down because I handicapped it as well. I've got to play here. And so yeah, I could see Chicago Fire coming into Nashville and getting a point. It's all up to Zimmerman, right? Like I haven't seen any updates on him that are positive. No updates that he's training, just that he's still working through the concussion protocol. I'll be watching the beat writers close tomorrow as I think BJ is doing another presser and see if there's any kind of Zimmerman updates, but I don't expect Zimmerman to play in this game. That kick he took was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
And so we'll see how long just it takes him to come back from this, but I'm not even going to expect him until I see that he's at least training a little bit. Yeah, man, that I can't get away from the team total. It's speaking to me.
Yeah, you mentioned that before we started, and I was like, I will be dabbling on that one as well, because I'm with you. I kind of see this game playing out the same way you do. And before we get into that, we're going to round out the show with 2 of our 2-unit releases. We're almost to 200 live viewers, so last time I'll ask you this, I swear, if you wouldn't mind liking and retweeting the live stream on Twitter, it does us a world of good. So without further ado, let's get into it. 4-0 on 2 units this year, so here's to keeping that streak going.
Yeah, I said I really like the slate. The 2 units have been good to us so far, and so I'm going to fire when I get a good price that I think shouldn't be that way. And it's both teams to score plus over 2.5 here. I told you when I was breaking it down, 2-2 scoreline is what popped up for me routinely. I just mentioned the San Jose attack in my previous play being the best. Well, Nashville actually sits at number 2, and the Fire sit at number 4 when you're breaking down expected goals. So 2 great attacks in this. That would probably be enough info here, but we just talked about Zimmerman, and that's another key component here. When Zimmerman's not there to run the back line for Nashville, it gets chaotic. Nashville's way more beatable without Zimmerman back there. Again, still in concussion protocol. Haven't seen any updates on him training. I'll know more tomorrow. I can't see him starting even if he comes back, right? Like even if he's training and he makes the game day roster, I can't see him starting. So I'm still okay with this regardless of any positive Zimmerman news we get. I Yeah, I just think this is a spot where Nashville's back line could get exposed. I know Nashville can expose Chicago's back line. I've just seen that attack enough this season to know that they can work them. Again, this is one of those plays where like you just take goals here, man. Both teams to score plus over 2.5. You can take Nashville team total. It's a little juice, but you can grab that. Like we already talked about Fire's team total. I wouldn't mind doing a half unit or a sprinkle on that. I just think there's a lot of ways to play this game to make money, and it all revolves around goals.
Dude, I'm with you. I'm totally in love with the Chicago team total at almost plus 200. Since you mentioned that, but yeah, I mean, dude, I could see a variety of outcomes here. I could see 2-2s. I could see the game gets really crazy, 3-2, 3-3. It's hard to see anything other than distract me because Chicago is going to react to the home side here, and we know we've already seen how Nashville plays at home this year with their current setup. So um, I just don't see a scenario where we don't have wide open play. So I like it. Qualifies as a 2 unit. The price definitely makes it makes it a 2 unit. This
Oh, I
is
didn't even mention the price. Yeah, minus
yeah
105. Like it was just like that's ridiculous.
yeah. I don't know why this total is not like a flat 3. To be honest with you.
We've mentioned the Fire both teams to score. Like that's hit just about every week except for one, I think. And so instead of taking the over 2.5 at juice, I think it's like minus 145, minus 148, minus 150. Like it depends on your book. I'm just adding the both teams to score because that's just what the Fire do. They let in goals and they score. Like it. This just seems this price
Yeah.
just seems whack.
Total should be a 3. And I think it's at a 2.75 pretty much everywhere. Total should be at least a 3. I don't understand if it's undervaluing Chicago's attack, if they don't realize the way that, because Nashville's been so defensive for so long, right? And then new
I think that's
manager.
part of it. I think
Yeah.
historically, Nashville's just not been a big overs team.
Yeah. I think so too. All right. There's one, and we will get on to our second one here. Another play I really like. Cincinnati hosting Sporting Kansas City.
Yes, I like Cincy at home. Their money line is juiced, like minus 160. I don't want to pay that, but I don't think this Kansas City defense is going to stand in the way of Cincy at all. And so if you just add the over 1.5 for the game, so Cincy plus over 1.5, I think comes up to like minus 115. And that's just
Yep.
a great way to get that Cincy money line down, in my opinion. Cincy have one of the best home field advantages statistically in the league, where they've won 3 of 4. Since his attack at home has been underwhelming with less than 7 expected goals through 4 games. But we saw the Evander effect last week, right? After missing multiple games, he just had a ho-hum, brace. That's just what he does. Sporting KC have been leaky on defense, especially on the road. 8.07 expected goals allowed in only 4 road games. I'm also not scared of the attack at all for Kansas City. Even though they hung 5 last match traveling to San Jose, that's because it was San Jose. We've talked about that defense. Sporting Kansas City just scored everything they shot. I think they had 5 goals on a 1.7 expected goals for the game. I think Cincy could absolutely pop off here. And the over 1.5, like I said, that leg just helps bring down the money line nicely. And so this just makes what is a good Cincy spot, in my opinion, very playable.
Yeah. So obviously a big part of this handicap is that Sporting Kansas City, they're not going anywhere anytime soon in the direction of improvement. I mean, this team is what they are. I think this is a team that we can reliably fade for most of the season. I mean, pending the situation, right? But I'm really high on the Cincinnati team. I mean, I've talked about it in previous shows. Should be healthy at home. There's no reason that Cincinnati would overlook them here. I like it. I mean, there's not a ton of analysis for this one because we know who these teams are. To be honest with you,
It's wild. Like Denke's, he's been fine. I think he's been a little underwhelming for what they paid, but for some players, it does take a second to adjust to this league. This league's physicality, if you're not really coming from, those English leagues, it takes you a second to adjust to just how physical this league is. But Ferreira's off to an MVP caliber type season right now. Like that's the start he's had. And it's I just there was since he got a hell of a deal, man. A hell of a deal bringing him in.
Ani Vander.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right on. Cool. Well, there you go, folks. 6 officials, 2 official 2-unit releases. Looking to keep the good vibes going there. Was there any other games we want to talk about? I can pull up the odds screen if let me take a look.
We can talk about whatever. There was a couple of spots that I like. I mean, like the Red Bulls have been underwhelming, but I'm gonna take them at home versus Montreal. Like that
Dude,
just give me a playable money line and I'm gonna take it.
this week we have a lot of quality teams at home against bad teams. And I mean, there's a lot of juice involved, but let me just pull it up real quick. I'll share the screen from Odds Trader. All right. Well, see if it's there. For some reason. Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you're just talking about the game. Looks like they're minus 125 right now. It's Caesars. I think Orlando is still going to be an overs team. I just think that they're an overs team at home.
I don't want any of that Orlando team. You can't get blanked that many times and we still burn money on you. Like there's just no way. Atlanta, I don't know what Atlanta's going to do. Latte Lots is suspended. Probably for Orlando, what I'd be looking at is taking some shot props from some players. Their wingers like to take a plethora of shots. We were on one I was on one last weekend before Benteke got hurt. That would have cashed easily if he just hadn't gotten injured in the 30th minute, unfortunately. But so that's if I'm looking at Orlando, it's shot props. But I'm not banking on that team to make goals. I think that team might actually not be good.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a home and away thing. They just set up really conservative last week against Montreal, which is weird. But at home, I still think they'll score goals at home. So Charlotte and New England, another solid team that's a home favorite, and the odds, are probably about right. Is New England better than we thought?
I mean, yeah, but like it was not going to be hard to be better than they were last year, right? Like another year in the system for Porter, you just had to be better. Like that, there was really no other way to say it. Now, I don't think they're as good as the results have been right now. And to be honest, I mean they're only sitting 11th. Like the results haven't been great. You got 3 wins in 8 games. And I mean, you know how I feel about the Charlotte side, man. I think it's kind of wild that Charlotte is at a playable line here. But now what I will say is I think New England's defense is good. And so this is more like where I'm looking at Charlotte under 3.5, right? I don't think either team pops off.
Dude, I'm right there with you.
But this is a spot where that Charlotte under 3.5 covered every week the last 3 weeks. Like that's just if you can just bring that down just a little bit, and you don't want to eat that juice. That I think that's the move. But yeah, I like Charlotte here.
Have that exact play written down on my leans. Charlotte and under 3.5. So with you there. There's another lean for you guys. Dude.
I am interested in goals in San Diego now that Luna got his red card rescinded.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that.
So Luna will be in the game for RSL. So now I'm interested in goals here in San Diego, who look like they might finally be who I thought they were to start the season. They started red hot, but I knew that defense was going to be an issue, and it's
Yep.
finally rearing its head. It looks like.
And they've got a center back suspended. San Diego does.
So yeah, that goals there is growing me more. I think it's at a 2.75. But I'm okay with that. I think you get at least 3 there. It's hard to know how many RSO going to contribute, but with Luna being in, I think they can definitely add 1, maybe 2, and then San Diego, they're going to do their thing at home, I think, and get 1 or 2. So I think you're looking at probably a half cash there if you play the 2.75.
Yeah. My gut was kind of telling me Sounders on the draw no bet.
Stefan, the goalkeeper for Rapids, is suspended. He got a yellow card in the game for dissent, and then a second yellow card after the final whistle for dissent. So he actually got a red card after time. And so he's suspended. So yeah, I like Sounders draw no bet there. I think it was like minus 108, minus 110 earlier in the day. I haven't checked recently. But Sounders would be my lean there going to Colorado with a draw no bet that's playable.
So I guess I didn't realize this. I guess we can receive comments on the Twitter stream. X Brian Branch Mouthpiece says, Cincy season ticket holder here, 100% agree. One of the first times this team has been healthy as a unit was last week. Should take care of business on Saturday.
100%.
Cool. So I don't know. I'm still getting used to this live stream on Twitter, but it's going good. 360 live viewers right now. So appreciate everybody that's tuning in. Hopefully
Houston
yeah.
Houston under 2.5. I think that's like minus 125, minus 130. I think that's a comfortable under there. Don't have any qualms playing that under whatsoever.
Yeah, it would be weird if there were goals in that one. Like it just wouldn't make sense. So hopefully that didn't happen. All right, Sunday games. Obviously, we got some teams that are playing in Champions Cup tomorrow, Vancouver and Miami. So it's going to be hard to get involved there, without knowing lineups. LAFC and St. Louis City.
I'm staying away from that one.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but that one kind of feels like an under too.
That would be my lean, but I don't love it, and so I don't love anything there. I'm not paying that juice on LAFC, like no way.
Just bet David Morales anytime goal scorer and retire.
And it feels like that spread pushes. It's at a hard 1. I think no matter which way you go, St. Louis +1, LFC -1, I think that pushes.
Cool. All right, folks. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, I will have the uploaded version for playback on the YouTube channel at Sports Profit TV. As always, 6 official plays, 2 units. Garrett, anything?
Yeah, just make sure you're following us. I'll drop some more plays later tonight or tomorrow as I finalize the rest of my card. We'll probably have some props too. People have been asking for the props a lot. So I am trying to actively work that more and more into my rotation. Did pretty good. Like I said, outside of the Benteke injury, we had Bamba to score an assist. I think we've hit that 2 or 3 times this year already. I really like what he's doing there in Chicago. So yeah, we'll keep tackling the props too.
Fantastic. All righty, folks. Well, best of luck to us and you this weekend. Thanks for tuning into the MLS Live podcast, and we'll see you next week.